What is good, family? Giannis Antetokounmpo basically handed Drake a participation trophy during that July 6th live stream with Neon, and the way people are trying to frame this triple album run as a legendary comeback is truly insane. Drake is acting like he just secured a Game 7 victory, but he is really just manipulating the numbers to distract us from a reputation that is still sitting in the gutter.
It's like you want to do just enough where you're taking shots and he's not responding.
Which is why I think the triple album is smart for a bunch of reasons. It's like, one, I'm acknowledging everything that's gone on in the past 2 years. So it's like, that's Iceman. Michael Jackson is the only artist to have 3 of his albums chart.
At the same time?
Top 3, 1, 2, and 3, right after he died.
Oh, wow.
He recently made history as the first artist to hold the top 3 spots on the Billboard 200 at the same time with his projects called Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor. Dropping that much music at once is a desperate move, and while the OVO fanboys are yelling about dominance, the rest of us see exactly what is happening. His new single, Giannis STFU, just hit #1 on the Hot 100, giving him a 14th chart topper and officially moving him past Michael Jackson for the most #1 hits by a male solo artist. That might look like a greatest of all time conversation on paper, but in reality, this feels like the most expensive damage control mission in the history of this culture. Drake is winning on the spreadsheets while he completely loses the culture because a million streams will never buy back the respect that Kendrick took from him in broad daylight.
The petition accuses both UMG and Spotify of using illicit methods, such as bots and payola, otherwise known as pay for play, to inflate streams of Lamar's #1 hit, Not Like Us.
My take is simple. Since this 14th #1 is just a commercial mask for a cultural eviction, Kendrick is already chilling in the Hall of Fame without flooding the market with mid-tier albums just to stay relevant. Drake is trying to out-index his losses, but you cannot delete a cultural shift with a few catchy hooks and a rigged algorithm. Giannis Antetokounmpo started a huge debate on July 6th of 2026 when he claimed the 2024 beef does not matter anymore because of the numbers Drake is putting up right now. The Greek Freak admitted that Kendrick Lamar definitely won the actual battle back in 2024, but he argued that this 2026 release cycle is a historic pivot that Kendrick cannot match commercially.
It's like you want to do just enough where you're taking shots and he's not responding.
Which is why I think the triple album is smart for a bunch of reasons. It's like, one, I'm acknowledging everything that's gone on in the past 2 years. So it's like, that's Iceman.
Like, but again, I'm more casual about it, but like, to me, I think with music or with sports, there's this recency bias where like you could get knocked out in a fight.
This looks like a blow to the idea that Kendrick has all the elite athletes on his side, especially after we saw LeBron James dancing to Not Like Us every night during the 2024 season. That LeBron moment was a direct shot to the OVO camp because Drake always wanted to be seen as the honorary teammate to the NBA elite. Now we have Giannis trying to play both sides, but he is falling for the same quantity over quality trap that Drake has been setting for the last decade. Giannis is looking at the scoreboard and seeing points, but he is ignoring the fact that Drake is just taking more shots than anyone else on the floor.
So he kind of does everything all at once. Like, here's where I'm at, here's the old me, here's the new me. And it's just flooding the plane. And on top of that, Miles pointed this out to me.
Dropping 45 songs in a single month is not a comeback. It is a desperate attempt to drown out his critics with sheer volume. We have to realize that Giannis is an incredible basketball player, but he is getting played by the OVO algorithm just like everyone else who thinks a chart position equals a victory. Kendrick does not need to drop 3 albums at once to prove he is the king, because when he speaks, the whole world stops to listen. Drake has to scream at the top of his lungs just to keep his head above water. Drake might be popping bottles over digital numbers and streaming data points, but Kendrick Lamar is busy collecting the real hardware that builds a lasting legacy.
It's like, yeah, you lose the battle, but you win the war. And like, I think Drake is just gonna, when it's all said and done 20 years from now, Drake will have won the war 10 times over.
When February of 2026 rolled around, Kendrick walked into the 68th annual Grammys and dismantled the competition, sweeping the rap categories with his project GNX. He now has 26 Grammys in his trophy case, which officially moves him past Jay-Z as the most decorated rapper in history. Securing Record of the Year and Best Melodic Rap Performance for his track, Luther featuring SZA, proved that Kendrick has both the hits and the critical respect. The industry delivered a final verdict that has nothing to do with bot-boosted streams on Spotify. We cannot forget that Super Bowl 59 performance from February 2025, a show that pulled in 133.
September 8th, Kendrick Lamar announced that he will be performing in New Orleans at the Super Bowl halftime show. which is set to take place on the 9th of February, 2020.
0.5 million viewers and became the most watched halftime show ever produced. This was a worldwide victory lap that Drake still has not processed. No matter how many times he tries to compare himself to Michael Jackson, Kendrick holds the Pulitzer, the Grammy record, and the most watched live performance ever, which are things a triple album drop will never erase. Kendrick is playing for eternity, while Drake is just playing for the next fiscal quarter, and that is why no amount of number ones will ever make them equals. The gap between being a pop star and being the voice of a generation has never been wider than it is right now.
It shows you exactly where Drake's head is at right now. He feels like he has his back against the wall, and he is willing to go to war with anyone, even the people in the corporate offices.
Drake really thought he was making a statement with his new album, Iceman, but the project feels more like a bitter burn book than a classic rap record. He is obviously still hurting from what happened in 2024 because he spent a huge part of the album taking shots at anyone who supported Kendrick. On the track titled Make Them Pay, Drake goes directly at LeBron James with some of the most desperate energy he has ever shown in his career. The mockery of LeBron centers on a perceived betrayal, specifically mentioning how the NBA legend was seen dancing to that West Coast anthem during the battle. Drake thinks LeBron owed him loyalty based on their history, but he forgets that LeBron is a fan of the culture, and Kendrick simply made better music. It is absolute nasty work to see a grown man at the top of the mountain still crying about who was dancing at a party years ago. The frustration did not stop with LeBron, as Drake also pointed his anger toward Jay-Z and the entire Roc Nation family. This involves questioning the loyalty of the man who wrote the blueprint for rap moguls, all because Jay-Z supposedly planned that Super Bowl snub. Framing this as a conspiracy is a reach, especially since the NFL and Roc Nation just wanted the biggest cultural moment they could possibly find.
Drake clearly had a lot of things he wanted to get off his chest regarding Kendrick, and he did that on two specific tracks called Make Them Remember and Make Them Pay.
My take on this messy situation is that Drake is isolating himself from the power players who actually control how his legacy will be remembered. You cannot expect legends like LeBron James and Jay-Z to help build your statue while you are busy trying to burn their houses down on a song. This trade of long-term connections for short-term spite is the kind of move that usually ends with a very lonely retirement. Rick Ross caught a few stray shots on this project as well, but that is light work compared to declaring war on the biggest names in sports. Before we see why Drake is calling his lawyers because he cannot handle this ill, y'all gotta tell me if he is wilding for crashing out on LeBron and Jay-Z. Is he really about to end up in a lonely retirement, or is he just too big to fail? Drop your take in the comments, no cap, and make sure you like and subscribe while you at it. Let's get back into it. Looking at the sheer level of desperation, it is clear that Drake has decided to use the legal system to force himself back into the spotlight. These massive legal battles against UMG and Spotify make him look like a man who simply cannot accept a loss without calling his attorneys. His lawsuits allege that Not Like Us only blew up because of bot farms, which is a crazy claim considering every person with ears had that track on repeat.
The petition accuses both UMG and Spotify of using illicit methods, such as bots and payola, otherwise known as pay for play, to inflate streams of Lamar's #1 hit, Not Like Us.
He wants us to believe the labels cheated for that diamond certification, but the actual evidence does not back up his story at all. When UMG responded in April of 2025, they were completely savage and really should have shut the whole conversation down immediately. Their lawyers told the court that Drake lost a rap battle and is now using the legal system to soothe his own bruised ego. Hearing that from the company that actually distributes his music shows that even the label executives are tired of hearing his constant excuses. He claims the song was artificially inflated to stay on the charts for over 100 weeks, but anyone outside knew that Cultural Reset did not need bots. The reality is that winners do not usually head to a courtroom to argue that they actually won the fight. If his comeback was as historic as Giannis claims, he would not be hiring lawyers to try and take down Kendrick's biggest record. Fighting a microphone battle in a courtroom is a serious low point for someone who calls himself the greatest of this era.
It shows you exactly where Drake's head is at right now. He feels like he has his back against the wall, and he is willing to go to war with anyone, even the people in the corporate offices.
You cannot sue a culture into liking your music again, and fans can smell that legal desperation from a mile away. While Drake stays buried in paperwork and algorithm updates, Kendrick Lamar is moving like a ghost and letting the music speak for itself. Rumors started swirling in July of 2026 about a new remix to Not Like Us that supposedly takes aim at the recent OVO court filings. The internet goes into a total frenzy every time a snippet leaks because people are starving for that authentic energy Kendrick brings. A viral track called Pull Up was recently debunked as an AI fan project, which proves how much fans want a real response to this Iceman era. Kendrick is not taking the bait or jumping on live streams to explain his side because he is busy co-headlining the Grand National Tour with SZA. They are putting on absolute masterclasses in live performance and reminding the world what it looks like when a real artist commands the stage.
September 8, Kendrick Lamar announced that he will be performing in New Orleans at the Super Bowl halftime show, which is set to take place on the 9th of February, 2020.
One man is focusing on the real people paying for tickets, while the other is obsessed with digital dominance and he is standing on a server. It seems like Kendrick is letting the R speak for itself, while Drake is letting his lawyers and the algorithm do the heavy lifting. Kendrick is building a legacy through sweat and performance, while Drake is trying to manufacture a comeback through lawsuits and sheer volume. This is a tale of two different worlds, and the culture knows exactly which one is real and which one is a marketing campaign. Kendrick understands that silence is often the loudest response you can give to a man who is clearly screaming for attention. The massive gap between a ledger and a legacy shows that these two things are nowhere near the same.
Michael Jackson is the only artist to have 3 of his albums chart.
At the same time?
Top 3, 1, 2, and 3. Right after he died.
Oh, wow.
It's like, yeah, you lose the battle, but you win the war. And like, I think Drake is just gonna, when it's all said and done 20 years from now, Drake will have won the war 10 times over.
He can hold his 14 #1 hits and that Michael Jackson record as tight as he wants, but Kendrick has 26 Grammys and a Super Bowl crown. Those are 2 entirely different levels of success that reveal exactly what these men prioritize in the rap game. One is about how many curious people click the link for the drama, while the other is about being the greatest to ever pick up a microphone. Giannis Antetokounmpo might look at those Billboard charts and think he sees a legendary comeback, but he is missing the bigger picture by a mile. The industry gatekeepers who decide who stays in the history books already picked the winner, and they chose the man with the Pulitzer Prize and the most Grammys in the history of rap. You cannot buy that kind of respect with a triple album dump and some aggressive playlisting, even if you throw $1 billion at the problem.
It's like you want to do just enough where you're taking shots and he's not responding.
Which is why I think the triple album is smart for a bunch of reasons. It's like, one, I'm acknowledging everything that's gone on in the past 2 years. So it's like, that's Iceman. So he kind of does everything all at once. Like, here's where I'm at, here's the old me, here's the new me. And it's just flooding the plane. And on top of that, Miles pointed this out to me.
Those 3 Drake albums will probably do massive numbers in the first week because the OVO machine is strong, but they have 0 cultural longevity compared to the Not Like Us era. People will still talk about this 2024 battle a decade from now, but nobody is going to be playing Iceman once the next trend comes along. Drake is busy chasing records while Kendrick is out here chasing immortality, and those goals are on 2 different planets. Michael Jackson became a legend because his music moved the entire world, not because he gamed a chart that people manipulate with bots and bundles. Kendrick is the one who feels like the actual king of the culture because he defined how this whole decade sounds. Drake acts like a high-volume retailer trying to convince us that quantity is better than quality. He might be winning on the spreadsheets, but he is absolutely losing on the streets, and no amount of streaming revenue is ever going to fix that deficit. This triple album run is basically the most expensive participation trophy in the history of hip-hop, and Giannis is bugging if he thinks this changes the score of the war. History will remember this as the time Drake tried to buy his way back into the house he already got evicted from. He can take over the top 3 spots on Billboard all year, but it will never feel as real as the moment the entire world screamed Not Like Us together. Before we see how the rest of the industry reacts to this massive shift in power, tell me if you believe Drake passing Michael Jackson actually proves he won the beef, or if Giannis is just looking at the wrong statistics. Tell me what you think in the comments. No cap on that. While you're at it, make sure to like and subscribe to Daily Binge for more. Let us keep this energy moving forward.